Are we live? Welcome to another Mindset Breakthrough Day with Sandra Bravo in Queensland, Australia. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. If you're in Europe, it should be morning for you. If you're in Australia, right, this afternoon. I was dying to do my video outdoors today, but it's too windy. So I just want to show you very quickly this magical place. Up there is an infinity pool right by the ocean. It's gorgeous. But unfortunately, as you can hear, that is way too windy, so you wouldn't be able to hear me. So we're just gonna do it back in my motorhome. If you have been following our lives, you know that I've been on a road trip with my kids for a few days now. That's better. Okay. So we still have a full week left to go. We've been doing 11 days, so I think we've done probably 5 days, and we still have a full week to go. And we are in a place called Japoon Lagoon in Queensland of Australia. We just came from a town where we were yesterday called 1770. And it's called like that because that's where Captain Cook first got off the ship when he discovered Australia back in 1770. And that's why the town is called that. And it was absolutely magical. We also went to Fraser Island from Rainbow Beach, and we took like a four-wheel drive tractor tour over the sand dunes. And my kids got the boogie boards to toboggan down the sand dunes, and we took a seaplane over Fraser Island. Fraser Island has a lot of freshwater lagoons, but they're on the beach. So it's really, really weird because you get to the beach and it looks like the ocean, but it's a freshwater lagoon. The only water that gets in is from the rain. The only water that gets out is through evaporation. So it's super clean. You can drink the water, and it's really weird because you're going to swim thinking that you're in the ocean because you're on the beach, but the water is not salty. The water is fresh. It's really weird. It's like, what? Like I'm swimming in the ocean, but it's not salty. You know, normally when you swim in the ocean, it's like it's sticky everywhere because it's so salty. And then we went to Eli Creek, which is this creek where the water is running down the hill. So same thing, you sit on your boogie board and it takes you all the way down the stream. And we drank the water because it's so clean, no chemicals. It just tastes so beautiful. Anyway, it's been an amazing, amazing adventure. And it's only been 5 days. We still have a full week to go. And this is one of the things that I'm so grateful to Tony Robbins, to UPW, because had I not done UPW 10 years ago, I would still be stuck in a full-time job, working 8, 10, 12 hours every day and feeling like I have no life but to be working, right? So, but because I attended UPW and I played full out with Tony Robbins, it totally transformed my life to the point that I can now live the life of my dreams, and I can travel around with my girls and still run my business. My business doesn't miss a beat when I'm traveling and having fun, and just being able to be a present mom and creating magical memories with my kids together. So today I want to talk to you about breakthroughs. What's a breakthrough? When I first attended UPW 10 years ago with Tony Robbins in Sydney, I didn't even know what a breakthrough was. I remember he was talking about breakthroughs all the time. And he was like, he can come anytime. He can come in any form. I'm just going to close this door so it's not too noisy. And I was like, what is a breakthrough? Like, I don't understand. What's a breakthrough? What's a breakthrough? And until I finally got it, and I started to have lots of them. But I at first didn't even know what a breakthrough was. Now, we had Unleash the Power Within virtual with Tony Robbins, as you know, just a week and a half gone. So not this weekend, but the weekend prior. And those of us who had VIP tickets, because I was doing Diamond, those of us who have VIP tickets, we got to have a private Q&A session with Tony Robbins himself on day 2. And it was really cool because this girl asked him, Tony, why is it so difficult to have a breakthrough? And Tony said, well, First of all, breakthrough is a moment in time when everything changes, a paradigm shift, something completely reallocates itself in your subconscious. I'm going to repeat it. Breakthrough is a moment in time when everything changes. Let me know your name and where you're watching from, whether you're live or whether you're watching the replay afterwards. If you're in Europe, it's probably in the morning. So I want to get to know you. Let me know your name and where you're joining us from. Okay, and I hope you wrote that down. Now, breakthrough is basically going from the impossible to possible. All of a sudden, it just clicks. It makes sense. You realize what has been holding you back. Something just takes a complete shift, right? And when this girl asked Tony Robbins, Tony, why is it so difficult to have a breakthrough? That's obviously her experience. Because remember, we can only project our inside onto our outside. Everything that happens in our world, in our environment, it's only a projection of what's going on our inner world, on the inside, right? And so obviously for this girl, it's been challenging to have a breakthrough. And Tony Robbins said, well, breakthroughs, just like anything else, and I hope you're taking notes. If you're not ready, go get your notebook and your pen and let's take some notes, because breakthroughs have a sequence and most people get the sequence wrong. And he said to this girl, the reason why you find it hard to have a breakthrough is because you are looking at the how first. Okay, and this is for you. If you can relate to this, if you find that you struggle to have breakthroughs, pay attention, because this is for you as well. Because most people are looking at the how first, and how is the strategy. And as important as the strategy is, a strategy should never go first, because the how is none of your business. You need to be focused on what it is that you want and why do you want it. The why is more important than the how. So what is it that you want and why do you want it? Because that why, the stronger the why, the easier the how. And if you've probably heard that before, guess what? It comes from Tony Robbins and all of us who have attended Tony Robbins events in the past. So the stronger the why, the easier the how. So you want to know clearly, detail, and specifically what it is that you want. And then based on that, why do you want it? Because the why is what's going to get you through the tough times. When it gets tough, when you feel like giving up, when you feel like it's not happening, the stronger your why, the more likely you're going to stick to it before giving up or jumping onto another shiny, bright object, right? And once you have a strong why, the how becomes easier. Because if you think about the how first, guess what? You feel overwhelmed. You feel like it's impossible. It's never going to happen. But nothing is impossible for the universe, because everything that you want, it already exists up there. It's just a matter of you tuning up to the same vibration in order for you to attract it. Imagine that there's a warehouse where all your dreams and desires are in that warehouse. And so if you don't claim it, it's just going to sit there anyway. It's not that someone else is going to take it. It's not that by you having it, you're going to take it away from someone else. Everything you want and desire is in that warehouse already. It's just a matter of you claiming it, attracting it into your life, raising your vibration of energy to vibrate at the same frequency of the thing that you want, so that you can finally materialize it and attract it into your life. So the how, which is the strategy, needs to be the last step. There are three steps to a breakthrough. Okay, so I hope you write them down. You know, I love the triple S, because when I first created my brand, Amazing, Empowering Women, because of my accent, I can't pronounce the Z because I'm originally from Mexico. People used to always make fun of me because I pronounce the Z or the Z as an S, a triple S. So I would say to people on the stages all over the world, you know, you're amazing, or give each other high fives, say, you're amazing. And they would come up to me afterwards and say, Sandra, you're amazing. And they would emphasize making fun of my accent, right? And that's how I created my brand Amazing with Triple S, which is a simplified success system. And interestingly enough, a breakthrough, as per Tony Robbins, has a 3-step system, and that's with Triple S. So it's a simplified success system, right? And I'm going to tell you what the 3 steps are, because they need to be in that order. So write them down. Number 1 is state. What state are you in? That means putting yourself on a peak state raising your energy, because what happens is you cannot accomplish anything worthy of your devotion, worthy of success, with low energy. If you're tired, if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're feeling down, you don't have the energy to accomplish anything, right? So you need high energy, which is why Tony Robbins always talks about what do you do in order to train your brain to put yourself in a peak state. What do you do with your nutrition in order to train yourself to have high energy so that your body functions better? Keep looking after your nutrition, your exercise, your fitness, etc. So you need to wire yourself to be able to put yourself on a peak state at the click of the finger. And that's one thing that Tony Robbins masters more than anyone in the whole planet. And anyone who has high energy, anyone that knows how to put himself or herself on a peak state, they've attended UPW with Tony Robbins before. So Tony Robbins, during the 4 days at UPW, will drill down your neurological system how to put yourself on a peak state so that you can do it on demand as life goes on. So that you don't just go from a high to 3 days later feeling down again. No, so that you know what routine, what things do you need to anchor into your physiology, into your body, so that you can put yourself on a peak state just like that, just like that, just like that, on a click of the finger whenever you need to. So, step number one on the sequence of creating a breakthrough is state. Put yourself on a peak state. I hope you wrote it down. Number two, story. What story are you telling yourself about the situation? If you're telling yourself, oh, it's impossible, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to amount to anything, blah, 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 repeating whatever got put into your brain when you were a child or growing up or at school or your parents or, whatever, because you didn't go to school, you can never make it because you're too small, too big, too short, too tall, too fat, too skinny, too light, too that. Whatever the excuse is, what story are you telling yourself? You need to change that story, because what happens is when you tell yourself a story in your head, guess what? You give meaning to the situation. And when you give meaning to the situation, you attach a feeling or emotion. An emotion is what you take action on. Emotion determines everything. Depending how you're feeling towards something, that's what determines the quality of your life. So it's very important. What meaning are you giving to what happened or what's happening or what's about to happen? What meaning are you attaching to the thing that you want to accomplish despite of what you have or haven't done in your past? So that's your story. What meaning are you attaching? Because based on the meaning, you're going to give it some feeling or emotion, and that feeling or emotion is going to determine the quality of your life, the quality of your success, how much you get to accomplish or not. So that's a sequence of a successful breakthrough. State is number one, story is number two, number three is the strategy or the how. So if you've tried to do it this way and it didn't work, then you change the strategy and you keep changing the strategy until you get what? Until you get what, my friend? The result that you want, right? But if you're only focusing on the how, well, you're not going to feel good about it because you're going to feel like it's impossible. You can't do it. So that's the wrong sequence. So if you're being like this girl who asked Tony Robbins, why is it so hard to have a breakthrough? If you've been anything like her and you find that you've been struggling to finally break through, to finally get to have the success or the relationships or the finance or the career that gives you fulfillment, the stuff that you want, then it's most likely because you've been focusing on the how, which is a strategy. And that's the wrong sequence on creating a breakthrough. The correct sequence, and it's very important that it's done in that way, is number one, peak state. Get yourself on a peak state. Number two, pay attention to the story, what you're telling yourself in here. Number three is the strategy. Perhaps learning from a mentor, modeling someone who has already accomplished what you want to accomplish. Listen, the two biggest fears that people have, okay? Any human being, it doesn't matter what race, what nationality, what culture, what country, where you're from. The two biggest fears for any human being in the universe are: number one, write it down, I'm not good enough. You're not good enough. That's fear number one for any human being on the planet. I'm not good enough. Number two, because I'm not good enough, I won't be loved. So we do anything for love because those are the two biggest fears of any human being. You're not enough, and because you're not enough, you won't be loved. Therefore, you won't be loved. And so we do anything and everything to get the love, the approval of our loved ones, your partner, your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, your kids, whoever, right? Your clients, your employees, your colleagues, whatever. Those are the two biggest fears. The fear of I'm not good enough and therefore I won't be loved. And so, because of that, we tend to have the wrong sequence around a breakthrough where we just want to jump onto the how, the strategy, and that is the last step in the sequence of a breakthrough. So, I thought it was really powerful. As I said, this session was a private session with Tony Robbins, a private Q&A session with Tony Robbins on day two. And it was only for people with VIP tickets because I had Diamond. I got to attend that. And I thought it was great that this girl asked him, why is it so hard to have a breakthrough? And he said that because you got the sequence wrong. You're looking for the how first, which is the strategy, and that should be the last and final step. So, state, story, and a strategy. So, I want you to think about as a homework after you watch this. I want you to think about what's one thing, one area of your life that you've been struggling with, in terms of like breaking through and taking it to the level where you want to be. What is that one area of your life that you've been struggling with? And I invite you to journal about it and analyze it and write it down. Okay, what have I been focusing on? How is my state? How is my energy when I think about that thing? And then what story have I been telling myself about that thing? And then what's the how, the strategy that I've been planning, and have I been focusing on that first? And that could be something related to your health, perhaps losing certain amount of weight or exercising a certain amount of days a week, etc., or getting rid of some allergies or whatever, generating more energy, eating healthier and more nutritious meals that allow you to have bigger energy, getting to a better state. Because this is the other thing, when you're eating a lot of junk or crap, your body is having to utilize a lot more energy to digest that, to process it, to keep you healthy. And so then, of course, you're going to be feeling tired, lazy, because your body is using too much energy, right? To 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 for the digestion, to protect you from any disease, to keep you healthy. So when you start looking after your nutrition, when you start to have your celery juice, your papaya, your oranges, and you start to exercise more and you start to be more alkaline, perhaps a green wheatgrass drink. I have that every morning, every night. Keeps my body more alkaline. The more alkaline you are, the less your body has to hold on to fat and bad things to protect you from disease, to protect your arteries from cholesterol, or to protect you from diabetes, or to protect your heart from a heart attack, or whatever it is. So the more alkaline you become, the more your body releases all of the toxins, the fat that doesn't need. So you automatically start to feel healthier. You start to lose weight. You start to look and feel better. And your body is not using as much energy with digestion. So now you have a spare energy to put yourself on a peak state to go and accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So whether it's health, whether it's relationships could be with your employees, with your colleagues, with your kids, with your spouse, with your husband, wife, your parents, anyone. Perhaps it has to do with your career, doing something where you're more fulfilled, whether it's in your own business or at work. Perhaps your finances, again, whether it's in a job or through your own business, improving your finances, learning to invest, whatever it is. I invite you to really analyze it and figure out what sequence have you been doing. How do you get the strategy first and do it wrong? What are you focusing on? So that you can do it in the right sequence, generating the energy of a peak state first, then the story, then the strategy. And I really, really invite you and encourage you. I hope you've been following us every day here live, but I really invite you, if you don't yet have your ticket for UPW Virtual, get your ticket now, my friend. UPW Virtual is coming. 22nd to 26th of October, European hours, and you can get your ticket at bringthefreedom.com because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity because you don't have to pay thousands like you normally would have to go and see Tony, plus airfares, plus hotels, plus food, etc., etc. You can just pay a tenth of the price, $395, to have UPW virtual for 4 days with Tony Robbins himself, the man, the legend himself, Tony Robbins, and you can have your best friends or your family with you in the comfort of your home. And I'll tell you, I've done it 3 times. The last 2 times was virtual, and there was, for me, oh my God, no difference. If anything, it was better because I did it alone, so I was more private, which allowed me to dig deeper and to like totally unleash myself without being a little self-conscious of what others around me are gonna say. I didn't have to be wearing blankets because Tony Robbins puts the air console call at his seminars. So it was life changing. And I'm not the same person now that I was 10 years ago when I did it for the first time. So there's always another layer of the onion to peel. There's always another level, regardless of where you are or how you're doing in your relationships, your business, your career, your finances, your health. There's always another level because life is about growth. So I encourage you, and I'm really excited to invite you to get your ticket on bringthefreedom.com. Get your ticket for UPW Live. I look forward to seeing you there. Tomorrow I will be here, same place, same time. If you haven't been tuning in every day, just scroll down, whatever you're watching this video, scroll down and you'll see the previous days. And on behalf of Success Resources, Tony Robbins, and myself, Sandra Bravo, signing off from beautiful Queensland of Australia. And I'll share with you where we are tomorrow in my road trip adventure on the motorhome with my kids and I because we still have a full week. So I'll be tuning in from different locations every day for the rest of this week. And I look forward to seeing you and sharing with you our adventures and sharing with you more knowledge and more amazing breakthroughs from Tony Robbins. Until then, live with passion. I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time. Bye for now.